this last of the three illustrations of law, the ancient writer has Jesus addressing an attitude of revenge. The legal limitations concerning revenge are part of the so-named holiness code. The ancient writer uses the speaker again to illustrate the shift from action to attitude. You have heard that it was said, "An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist him who is evil. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, let him have your coat also. And whoever shall force you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks of you, and do not turn away from him who wants to borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, in order that you may be children of Theos who is in heaven. For Theos causes the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax gatherers do the same? And if you greet your colleagues only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the Gentiles do the same? Therefore you are to be perfect, as Theos in heaven is perfect." In the ancient speaker society, if one poked out your eye, the most you should do in return within the law is to poke out their eye. For a dislodged tooth, the offender received the same by responding in kind. Not limited to eyes and teeth, the legal idea was that you not perpetrate on any other any more than the wrong done to you. A little further into the speech, the ancient writer has Jesus state the converse of this principle: do to others as you wish done to you. The speaker's listeners have heard that it was said by their religious leaders, a distorted law of revenge. Love the one who treats you well and despise the one who treats you poorly. The idea is that revenge in action is not an issue for those who love in attitude their enemies in the same manner they love their friends. The speaker continues to say the way to be is mental management of attitude, preventing escalation to inappropriate action. The way is about being, not about doing. The speaker outlines the resulting visceral response from being in the way. Serve your antagonist, even pray for them. The ancient writer then expresses, the world happens, the sun shines and the rain falls on the honorable and the dishonorable. The true measure of a person is their visceral response to others, especially to those who are not friends, even those one perceives as an enemy. The writer then says we are to be perfect, as God is perfect. We cannot know how much of the God language is the ancient speaker and how much is the anonymous ancient writer a half-century later. But we can observe that the writer already has Jesus showing a propensity to use exaggerated statements to mark an important point. Just as the ancient speaker did not expect his listeners to pluck out their eyes or cut off their hands in the last video, he did not assert they can be perfect as their God is perfect. Not even the most pious sect of religion claims perfection with their God or gods. Still, the perfecting of an inner way reveals itself most profoundly in one's visceral response to those of whom one thinks the least. To both the atheist and theist, I would say, the ancient writer does not have the ancient speaker laying down new law for cheek slapping, walking distance, or lending money. Neither is he telling his readers they can be perfect. Both atheist and theist read literally into the text something far more complicated than Jesus probably had to say. The attitude to manage is mental vengeance. The way to be is charitable-minded, gentle, valuing relationship over ownership, making peace, especially with one's antagonist. The ancient writer is still expressing the scuttlebutt concerning Jesus' fulfillment, from just doing law and religion to being in the way. We are at the midpoint of the 6 illustrations. So far, the ancient writer has Jesus speaking for only 5.5 minutes. Yet religion has since made of the words judgment for millions. In the next video, the writer ramps up his portrayal of the ancient speaker by transitioning from these last 3 illustrations concerning ancient laws to 3 illustrations employing religious ritual. He continues to demonstrate the shift, the fulfillment. Hopefully, We will see the practical details about choosing any brand of public religion, or instead, adopting a private way to be.